This episode is brought to you by CarterComics.com. It's your one-stop shop for all your comic needs, whether it be graded or raw. Carter Comics has got it all. All you gotta do is go to CarterComics.com, fill your card up with all their amazing comics. Use the discount code FREAKNET, FREAKNET. Save you 10% at checkout. Not only on their website, but also at their eBay account. And the link to eBay can be found on their homepage at CarterComics.com. Again, CarterComics.com is your one-stop shop for all comic needs.
It's time! It's time! It's JFW time!
All right, guys, it's that time to get seven in the ring with the greatest faction in podcast history. Freakin Wrestling, the JFW Podcast, hosted by Travis-T.
I'm Dizzle J.
Kicking off 2025, we're bringing something new to you guys, and that is predictions for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Jay, first off, Happy New Year. Glad to have you back here. Yeah. So we've been telling you guys probably since we started doing JFW back in 2017 that we want to expand beyond what we see in, I guess, Americanized television wrestling, whether it be AEW and WWE and stuff like that. We did do a little about TNA in the beginning. We kind of trickled away from that. But the hopes is for 2025, as we grew over with the independent side of JFW, with adding more independent shows into what we're talking about, we want to do the same thing with the televised wrestling that me and Jay talk about when we talk about it. And part of that is doing predictions for pay-per-views, not only for New Japan Pro Wrestling, but also Ring of Honor and TNA. So, do we know a lot about New Japan Pro Wrestling? No, absolutely not. But it's wrestling, so why not try to do our best to learn about it? So, if you're tuning in expecting this to be, they're going to deep dive into New Japan, this ain't going to happen. It's not. I'll be honest with you now. If you want to leave the show now, go for it, whatever. But if you're watching the show, first off, you're fans of us and you enjoy hearing me talk and ramble on, and I'm going to be doing that. Jay's going to give his opinion on things, at least for a third of it. And we're going to do what we do best here, and that's give our opinions and talk about professional wrestling. We will do our best to ingrain New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, and TNA into our shows going forward as we talk about those pay-per-views. Because obviously we want to know about the build-ups and stuff as they're happening. This being the first show of the first year that we're doing stuff like New Japan, TNA, Ring of Honor, we're not going to focus a lot on that because I don't want to sit here and just spew out random crap that we just pull off the internet for. We want to learn about this stuff. So we'll do that throughout 2025. We will get better at talking about that stuff. So we will do the predictions for New Japan Pro Wrestling, but I want to talk a little bit about probably one of the biggest weeks in WWE's history. Their claim with the Netflix era finally coming around. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about a couple of things that happened over on SmackDown. Not a whole lot happened last night on SmackDown as we record on Saturday mornings. Not a whole lot to where we have to kind of discuss it. Obviously, a lot of build up to upcoming WrestleMania, which I believe is February 1st. So, say it again.
Royal Rumble.
What did I say?
WrestleMania.
Same thing. It's all the same shit. It's all the same. But yes, Royal Rumble is February 1st. A lot of build up happened over there. Obviously, it looks like Bayley became the number one contender for Tiffany Stratton's women's title. Another beatdown by I don't know if they're still going to be considered a bloodline or not. Solo was not on SmackDown, but Tonga and
the Wolf.
The Wolf, yeah. Well, I can't remember his name right now. But Tama Tonga was there, and I can't remember Fatu.
Tama Tonga seems to be getting over pretty nicely.
Yeah. It's I don't know how to say this without sounding like a dick, but it's whatever. The right one got injured. So
Oh, Jesus.
listen, if somebody was gonna hurt, it might as well have been Tangaloa. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And you know that may be unfair for me to say, but I mean I watch a lot of Instagram reels. I see a lot of shit. His wrestling's one of those. So maybe he'll get better. Maybe he'll improve. Who knows? Maybe the injury's fake and he's just down in development. Honing his skills a little bit more. We don't know. Tangaloa being, I think, in his 40s, been in this business for a long time, pretty well established. And is it Jacob Fatu? Is that what it is? I want to say.
That's what it is.
Gotcha. Jacob Fatu clearly is a beast. That dude seems like he gets hurt in every single match, but he's not really hurt. Or he is hurt and he's just fighting through the pain. It's insane.
Put mud on it. I'm fine.
Exactly, right? Give me coconut, brother. I don't know why I went snooker, but fuck it. Don't care. Yeah, so not a whole lot happened over on SmackDown, just a lot building up to what's going to be the Royal Rumble. Tag team matches to establish number one contendership. I think they're going to decide that next week. But the biggest focus is Raw on Netflix. First off, Jay, did you catch the first Raw on Netflix this past Monday?
I actually did. And I thought it could have been a little more wrestling for the show.
4 matches.
Four
matches for 3 hours.
Yeah. Personally, could have done without Hogan. But that's just...
Here's the thing. Not to get political about it, but when you take a guy who is on the Republican National Convention and stick him on a show in California, that's what's going to happen.
No, but did they boo
Undertaker? It wouldn't happen in Florida. It wouldn't happen in Texas.
Did they boo Undertaker? And he did get booed in Florida.
No, he didn't. He didn't get booed in Florida. You're fine.
He didn't get booed because he was a Trump guy. He got booed because he's a fuck ass.
But yeah, he's always been like that, dude. I mean, how long ago did he get in trouble for dropping the N-word? He still got cheered after that. There's not really much worse you can do beyond that. That's the peak of fuck up. That's what it is.
I think what is that the wrestling community, all these lies he's told over the years, and they're finally coming back on him. I mean, personally, if I met the guy, I'd still shake his hand and take a picture with him. I'm not going to kick him in the nuts. He still did a lot for the business. But again, we are talking about California. Yeah. So that could be a key factor.
The biggest
plays down.
The biggest problem is, for me at least, is he spent way too much time promoting his own beer on that.
Yeah.
Granted, it all ended up with him, tearing the shirt and showing Netflix, and that's what the whole night was about. And I pray to God that is not going to be a consistent thing every single Monday going forward, where they have to praise and bow down to fucking Netflix. I'm hoping it's just like, hey, this is the first show. Let's thank Netflix, blah, blah, but everything was Netflix based, And again, for it being the first show with The Rock coming out there, talking about everything, praising everybody, praising Netflix, Hulk Hogan praising Netflix, Gabriel Iglesias praising Netflix, everyone talking about Netflix. Hey, it's awesome, but you know what? I don't recall them doing that with Fox. I don't recall them doing that with USA, with Spike TV, with TNN, CW. No, they acknowledge it for a minute, but for me, I think they went above and beyond when it came to Netflix. Not only the discussion of Netflix, I think they went way too big on their first show. I think somebody described it as WrestleMania feel. That's insane to think.
Yeah.
Because where do you go from here?
But you didn't have Gunther on there. You left a lot of people off the roster, which I think Triple H even acknowledged. Like, hey, we only got
4 matches. You only had 4 fucking matches. Everyone else was sitting in the audience. They had 4 matches, but you know what? 3 of them could have been main event matches at WrestleMania. Maybe not night 2, but at least night 1.
Yeah.
Nothing against Jay and Drew. I wouldn't put that as a main event for WrestleMania, but that's a WrestleMania caliber match.
Oh, most definitely.
They were all WrestleMania caliber matches, especially the Punk Rollins, and I just think they went way too big, way too fast. And what are you doing? Get your camera back up. Let's go. What are you doing? Hey, get your camera back. Come on, we're doing a show here. Quit fucking around. You got a phone call. Who's fucking calling you?
I don't know.
As far as everyone knows, you're still sleeping. Jesus Christ. Anyways, God. For me,
I really thought Punk Rounds would have happened at a pay-per-view.
It will. It'll still happen at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I already told you what's going to happen. Well, I said it on the show. I already know what's going to happen. Seth is going to cost Punk Royal Rumble, and they're going to face each other again at WrestleMania. It's going to happen. That's how it works. I said Punk was going to win, like he did. Rollins is going to get jealous, pull him out of the Royal Rumble, cost him his opportunity. Then they're going to have a match at WrestleMania. That's how it's going to be.
Yeah.
I don't think the Bloodline's done. They're probably going to, I'm sure that everything that happened on Raw is still going to happen at WrestleMania.
Right.
Something has to happen with it. It can't just be Solo loses and this is all done. You know, there has to be something. And it's either everything from the Bloodline comes together as one, or they still battle it out. Who knows? Something has to happen. What's unfortunate with this Bloodline story, though, is that whoever loses, they're going to lose that
spot,
that Samoan part of their character.
Yeah.
If you have Solo, if they go once again at WrestleMania, all or nothing, and Solo beats Roman, and he becomes a tribal chief, what the fuck does Roman do? Go back to being the Shield? Going back to be the dog in the yard or whatever the hell it was, or anything, the Hound of Justice, or does Roman win and Solo go back to being like the fucking Street Fighter guy? It
would be a reinvention time for whoever, and I think it'd be easier to reinvent Solo than it would be Roman. I think Roman's such an established character that you could probably redo Solo something similar with what he is, but it would have to be Solo.
Yeah, but what else can you do with Roman?
I don't know.
You've done it. I mean, you've done it all. You spent the last 4 years making him champion and tearing through everybody, and they can't run it back. Yeah, they can't run Roman and Cody back a third time in a row. They can't do it.
They're going to.
No, they're not. That's not happening. No. We'll do Royal Rumble predictions. And if you want to put Roman as your guest, I don't care. That's your point to lose. Not my problem. But no, they're not doing Cody and Roman for a third time. Absolutely not. That would be horrible. Absolutely horrible.
And realize we still need to get Rock and Roman or Rock and Cody too. They kind of got that whole storyline to shit.
Yeah, they don't need to do Rock and Cody. That's not gonna happen. Rock and Roman, yeah, that's a possibility. I'm gonna predict that whoever wins the Royal Rumble is facing Gunther. I don't think they're facing Cody. So that's just gonna be my prediction as of right now. But that's so far down. So Raw, I mean, obviously they did their whole 3-hour show. They did the press conference afterwards. Chad Gable, told Adam Pearce, give me a luchador, give me the top luchador available. I'll show people I don't have a problem with luchadors. Clearly, they're pushing towards Penta. In the press conference, even Triple H said, next week, I'm sure you guys know who we're talking about, blah, blah. So clearly, Penta's debuting next week. They got the Intercontinental title. The first ever women's Intercontinental champion is going to be crowned between Dakota Kai and Laura Valkyrie. That's going to happen next week as well. So a lot is going on when it comes to Raw, but I don't think it's going to live up to the first episode. And I think I may have missed this part in the press conference, but I think somebody mentioned that Triple H also said not to look at Raw like it's going to be like this every single time, because you just can't. You just can't do it. But I mean, hell, we got 3-hour SmackDowns now. We got 3-hour Raws. We got 2-hour NXTs.
It makes you wonder if they're going to stick with that stage setup too.
At Raw?
Yeah, because I kind of like it, man.
I think so. Yeah, it reminds you of a Survivor Series when Punk came back.
Like strip down without the giant fucking. Yep. It just makes it feel more intimate, something like that. Something like old school.
Why? Because there's such a deep. Never mind. Never mind. Not gonna do it. No. I'm a better person in 2025.
Are you?
I'm not gonna talk about the depth of that entrance walkway in any way, shape, or form when you talk about intimacy. I don't know. I'm a better person. But no, ever since they got rid of like the traditional Titantrons with like like people showing like move sets and they're doing their big spots, and they got rid of that. Then they just showed like their names and some kind of like graphic and stuff. It's fine having the way they have it set up now, where basically the Titantron, if you will, is just the walls of the or the lips of the entranceway. It's fine just doing it that way, because there's nothing to sit there and like, like we can see an entire Titantron of Austin stunning people, coming out drinking beer, flipping people off, The Rock doing the rock bomb, people's elbow, raising eyebrows, DX with, I guess there still would probably apply if they were to have DX come back out, but they don't have that anymore. So I think what they have now is great. They still need to bring the fist back on SmackDown. I'll say that, 100%. Yeah,
I like the ring too.
The black.
Oh, I loved it.
With the fucking NASCAR advertisements.
Well, I could do without the advertisements, but I love the different color mat.
Yeah, they gave it like a solid word to use when you said intimate. It does have like one of those like like calmer feels, because it's a darker arena, it's a darker mat. So yeah, it's. I think it's gonna be good. They just gotta be really careful on how they set things up like that. A lot of celebrities involved, but overall, Raw was good. Like I said, they obviously are setting up for WrestleMania. SmackDown looks like setting up for Royal Rumble. NXT just had their New Year's Evil. They had 3 different championships change hands. We have a new NXT Women's Champion, a new NXT Men's Champion. And I think the previous champions are probably getting ready to head towards the main roster going forward here. So we'll see how Julia does. We'll see how Obafemi does as champion. I know he did great as NXT North American champion. We'll see how he does with the top title. And obviously Julia being a renowned superstar known worldwide, coming in, winning that title, and now having the responsibility put on her shoulders with the newcomers that are coming to NXT, as well as people are coming up through the system. I'll still say it, even though it's been repeated by me over and over and over again. They need an all-women show. They have to do it. There's enough women between NXT, Raw, SmackDown coming up that they need an all-women show, whether it be.
You've been saying this for years.
Yeah, it needs to happen. At least an all-women's pay-per-view, like they did in was it 2021? I think it was, or 2019, or whatever the hell.
Pay-per-view.
Yeah, I thought it was great, and they have enough talent to do shit like that. They have enough talent. They did it with Cruiserweights for 205 Live. Just do that, but for women. Fucking yeah. They could do it. They just gotta try it. Put it on Peacock. Stream it on Netflix. Who gives a fuck? Find a way to give women an opportunity to have their matches. Hell, the what the hell was it? The NXT's on New Year's Evil. 3 of the matches were women's matches, and they were all great matches. They have the ability to do this shit, and they have the talent to do it. They just got to do it. So we'll see. What's up?
WWE themselves has put the effort into putting something into these women, and it's giving them a chance. What are you going to lose? You're not going to lose viewership. If anything, you'll gain viewership.
Yeah, and especially right now with the rumors of Becky and Charlotte coming back, where do they fit in?
Where do you need them?
Yeah. It's like who loses their spot? Because Jay Cargill's eventually going to come back. Where's Naomi going to end up?
Well, Naomi, it's going to be Naomi versus Jay because Naomi took her out.
Solid. Bailey. She's still in the mix. I said she just won the #1 contendership, but she kind of just in and out of shit because it's been a more focus on Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton and the shit they've been doing. If it wasn't for the women's tag team titles, I wouldn't remember fucking Bianca Belair. It's just there's just so much talent. It's like I care more about Chelsea Green than I do fucking most of the it's.
She's like the breakout star of 2024, really.
Yeah, Meechin still should have won the title. So nothing against Chelsea Green, but Meechin needed it more. I think she should have won it. So
I disagree, but okay.
But you're wrong. That's okay.
Obviously, I'm not wrong because we
You're
got
wrong.
the title.
Doesn't matter. It's wrong. You're absolutely 100% wrong because Chelsea Green has gone on several interviews and said that she doesn't need to win a title. She doesn't care about winning a title. She wants to go out and just wrestle. Meechin
Those are the perfect people to get titles to.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's fine. Meechin will be here for that title. It's gonna happen, probably WrestleMania or something like that. It just would have been just better off she just won it now. So it's fine. It's fine. You're entitled to your opinion, regardless of how wrong it is. It's fine. I'm used to it. We're going into what, year 8 right now? I get it. So as far as AEW goes, I don't know what's going on over there other than the fact that they have one less show this year than they did last year, and their arenas aren't filling up.
And they're on HBO Max now.
And on HBO Max, which is not the same as WWE being on Netflix. So. But good for them. Good for them. Okay, cool. Let's talk about New Japan. Let's get into that because this is gonna be exciting to learn. Because here's the thing, we're gonna do what we did with all the other predictions. I'm going to talk about, I'm gonna read from Wikipedia. I'm also gonna read from another site here as well. But I decided, because there's no point in me lying and saying we decided, because what I decide happens. I decided we're going to change the point system when it comes to the predictions. So instead of, one winner, 1 point, it's going to be based on, so there's 4 of us, right? There's 4 of us making predictions. So whoever wins gets 4 points, and then 3 points, then 2 points, then 1 point. So everyone's going to eventually get a point regardless of how you do. And then it's just going to be based on first place gets 4 points, second place gets 3 points, third place gets 2 points, fourth place gets 1. If you tie for second, you both get 3 points. So stuff like that. So it's going to make it, and honestly, a little more challenging for me. So
tired of the easy wins.
Well, I got that Goldberg run right now, brother. It's just, shit comes close, but I think I squeezed out last year's just because y'all kind of gave up, but that's fine. But this way we're going to, it's going to be a better point system. So no matter what, so Nubby doesn't have to worry about trying to come back at the end of the fucking year, from 5 points to 14, just because he fucking figured out how to predict bookings. Everyone's going to start establishing points now. It just depends on how well it's more focused on now getting your predictions more accurate, and stuff like that. And plus I think it's just going to make it a little more interesting, I guess, overall. So we'll see how this goes and everything. And there's 10 matches that I know of as far as for New Japan Pro Wrestling. They could add more, I guess, as we go through. Going based off of New Japan Pro Wrestling 1972.com, there's 10 matches. If you go off Wikipedia, there's only 8. So whoever's updating Wikipedia ain't doing a great job at it. So do better to you. So, okay. So, Battle in the Valley is going to be New Japan Pro Wrestling's pay-per-view this today, technically. It's an upcoming professional wrestling pay-per-view event produced by New Japan Pro Wrestling. It'll take place on January 11th, 2025 at the San Jose Civic Center in San Jose, California. So, hey, found a place in California that's not burning to the ground. Good for you. This will be the 4th event under the Battle in the Valley Chronicle. So, what are you laughing about? Fucking California's fucking burning, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Listen, Nikki Glazer said it perfectly. Not one person at the fucking awards ceremony, thank God. And look what happens. Just saying. Good job, Hollywood. You don't praise Jesus, he'll take your whole fucking life. I don't know what to tell you.
Everybody's saying Hogan set the place on fire because he got booed.
Yeah, it's possible, dude. There's any number of jokes that people want to avoid. Granted, yes, I just talked about it on this freaking show with Joe. It's a very unfortunate situation. What's happening is horrible, and I pray to God to get it resolved and to get figured out, and they find a way to get water to the fire. I know they're scarce on water, even though they're next to the biggest fucking ocean in the world. I pray to God they find fucking water to put out these fires.
You can't use salt water.
You know what? Fucking figure it out. I don't know what to fucking tell you. Figure the fuck out. You know, give everyone in California a fucking fire extinguisher and go to fucking town. I don't know what to tell you. Just use this shit up. There is a body of water somewhere out there in California that they could utilize that fresh water, but they can't because there's an endangered fucking fish in it. Eat the motherfucker, use the fucking water. I'm telling you right now. Ask anyone who lost their home in California, say, hey, just a quick question. Would you rather me put the fire out or save this fucking fish?
California, they'll say fish.
Cool. Awesome. Follow-up question. What's the fish I'm talking about?
Fuck if I know.
Right? That's the thing. What fish? They just know there's an endangered fish in a body of water that they can't touch because it's endangered. Cool. Tell me what the fish is called. Anyways. I pray everyone's staying safe out there in California. I do know there's at least 10 confirmed deaths from this fire, and it is horrible. So I pray everyone is getting safe. And I believe there's 4 major fires that are occurring right now. One is from an arsonist. Fuck yourself, you piece of shit. But they're occurring. Hopefully they get this fixed sooner rather than later. So, but New Japan is in San Jose, California for this event out there on the West Coast. The show featured special wrestling matches. I'm not going to read the rest of the stuff because kayfabe exists to us here. And, okay, so the San Jose Civic Center, San Jose, California is going to be today. Hosted by New Japan Pro Wrestling. Promotion brand is NJPW Strong. Okay, so let me get to the other website because we're going to run through the match card over there because they're the ones that have all the match cards on it. Again, this is at New Japan Pro Wrestling 1972.com. Then we're going to read off their descriptions of the matches and what's going on. There's no predictions on this. We're going to do the predictions ourselves. I got Nubby's, Pacman's, and my predictions. We're going to get Jay's predictions here live in person. And, then we'll find out who's accurate in the first time we do New Japan. Because as far as I know, none of us really watch New Japan. But that's going to change in 2025. So, after the Tokyo Dome saw the biggest weekend in pro wrestling on January 4th and 5th, New Japan Pro Wrestling now starts its 2025 U.S. campaign with Battle in the Valley. The San Jose Civic will see a loaded card packed with 5 title matches and New Japan Pro Wrestling's top stars, all with their sights set on new beginnings. At the San Jose Civic Center on January 11th, you can watch in English for all New Japan Pro Wrestling subscribers. Also available as pay-per-view on the app Thriller. So far, here are the matches. More matches could be announced, but as of right now, as we record at 11 a.m. Central Time on Saturday, the day of the pay-per-view, these are the matches that we know of. First match listed is the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship between El Desperado and Taiji Ishimori. Okay, side note, these names are going to be new for me, so if I mispronounce them, don't come at me. Just sit there, fuck yourselves. Okay. The first IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship defense on American soil in nearly 6 years will have new champion El Desperado taking on the first defense of his 5th reign. His opponent is Taiji Ishimori, who was a champion on the fateful night in. His opponent, Taiji Ishimori, was the champion on a fateful night in March 2019 in Madison Square Garden and wound up losing the gold. After a victory in Wrestle Dynasty's Lucha Gauntlet match, Ishimori asserted his claim and now will battle Desperado in their 6th single encounter. Back in June of 2024, the two men headlined Dominion in the biggest Best of the Super Junior final of the modern era. And an explosive battle saw Desperado victorious. Now, after Desperado regained his junior title from Doki at Wrestle Kingdom, and Ishimori snuck in his victory January 5th, champion and challenger will fight for pride, the prestigious title, and to show the world that the era of the once much lauded Big Three in junior heavyweight wrestling is not done. So, With that being said, we have El Desperado, who is the current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, taking on Taji Ishimori. We have Nubby picking Desperado, Pacman picking Desperado. I picked Ishimori, and Jay, who you got?
I'm gonna go with you just for the sake that I have heard of Desperado, but I like the other guy's name better.
I like the other guy's name too, Ishimori. And I think I'm pronouncing it right, so that makes it even a bigger bonus.
It sounds like he can do some shadow clone jitsu or something.
A few of these titles, their names are goofy to me, so until I learn the tradition of them, they sound dumb. So, just to give my opinion of these things. So the next match is the Never Openweight Championship. Konosuke Takeshita is taking on Konosuke Takeshita is taking on Kushida. Jesus Christ. Okay. There we go. I think I got that right.
Kushida, you should be somewhat familiar with.
Kushida's, I know he has the he's Alex Shelley's former partner. I think they tagged together at NXT once.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I remember that. On this banner. Oh, so one fall, 60-minute time limit. Okay, cool. So one fall, 60-minute time limit. The biggest weekend in professional wrestling in the Tokyo Dome was no more demanding than on Konosuke Takeshita. Insistent on showing the world that Japanese pro wrestling was best in the world, Takeshita overcame first Shingo Takagi and then Tomohiro Ishii to leave with both the Never Openweight and AEW International Championship. Backstage, Takeshita was confronted by Bolton Oleg, the Kazakh K-A-Z-A-K-H. I need Joey. The Kazakh having beaten Takeshita during the G1 and wanting a chance at the Alpha. Takeshita would say he'd soon be back in Japan to take a fight with Bolton, but in the meantime, he'll deal with Kushida. The feat in Wrestle Kingdom 19's Tokyo Terror ladder match has put Kushida a rung off on the ladder to success. But the Time Splitter will seek to recover in his first Never challenge since 2014. Pacman went Kushida. I went Takeshita. Who do you got?
I'm going Kushida.
Okay.
I like his Back to the Future references.
I think it's nice, yeah. Nubby went Takeshita on this one. Next one is the New Japan Pro Wrestling World TV Championship. We'll see El Phantasmo take on Jeff Cobb. That's an easy name. One fall, 15-minute time limit. One of the high points of an emotional weekend in the Tokyo Dome came when El Phantasmo won the New Japan Pro Wrestling World TV Championship in a sensational four-way bout. Returning from a bout with cancer, ELP had not missed a step, but has missed Jeff Cobb on the way to victory. While it was a Thunder Kiss 86 on Ren Narita that sealed the deal in the Tokyo Dome, Cobb as well on his way to a win himself. Now, with no three or four-way distractions, Cobb and Phantasmo will go head-to-head for the TV gold. I'm going to say Phantasmo retains the title. Who do you got?
I'm going to go Phantasmo, too. Okay. Although I am aware who Jeff Cobb is.
Nubby and Pax both also win Phantasmo. So. Phantasmo kind of looks like a fucked up Logan Paul. At least in this picture. This picture kind of looks like a messed up Logan Paul. New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Championship. Gabe Kidd taking on Tomohiro Ishii. One fall, 30-minute time limit. Was started as a partisan New Japan Pro Wrestling versus AEW fighter fight between Kenny Omega and Gabe Kidd in the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Dynasty became a unifying force as both Kidd and Omega were united under the thralls of combat. Kidd undoubtedly earned the respect of Omega and the world, but as he continued to utter the New Japan Pro Wrestling is number one, he still has to prove that standpoint in the ring. Tonight, he faces Kazuchika Ishii in a fight that will be every bit as spirited as both Kidd and Omega. And Ishii's memorable battle with Konosuke Takeshita over the AEW International and Never Openweight Championship. So, reigning champion Gabe Kidd defends against Tomohiro Ishii. Your turn. Are you going with Kidd or Ishii?
I'm going to go Ishii.
Okay. Nubby's gonna go with Gabe Kidd. Pacman's going Ishii, and I'm gonna take Gabe Kidd to retain. Strong Openweight Tag Team Championship, World Class Wrecking Crew, Royce Isaac and Joel Nelson. We taken on Roppongi Revice, Roppongi, Roppongi. I'm gonna go with Revice, Rocky Romero and YOH or y'all. Okay. Anyway, Roppongi Revice may have been absent from the Dakota Dome card, but were certainly active behind the scenes at Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty. That action includes Rocky Romero and YOH challenging new champions Robbie Eagles and Kosei Fujita for the IWGP World Heavyweight Tag Team Championships at New Beginnings in Osaka. And that in addition to running the NJPW Strong Openweight Tag Gold tonight. The World Class Wrecking Crew completed a very long journey to get to the top of the Strong Tag heap, and tonight have to protect the spot against a hungry Chaos side. So we have I'm going to go Revice taking on the Wrecking Crew. So, Nubby went the Wrecking Crew. Pax went Ragangi. I went Wrecking Crew. Who are you going with?
I'm going to go Wrecking Crew. It feels like from their story, it seems like it's their time.
I think, yeah. Their story's not quite ready to end. Okay. All right, one fall, 30-minute time limit. You got Sami Sake retirement match. Or Sumi Sake retirement match. Sake, I don't whatever. Her retirement match. So you got Sumi Sake, Evil and Sho versus Hiromu Takahashi, Mayo Iwatani, and Yuka Sakazaki. This is good. This is gonna be a fun year. The teams are now set for Sumi Sakai's last ever match in San Jose. With Sakai being such a loved and respected figure in pro wrestling, Hiromu Takahashi took the task of finding partners for this mixed 6-person tag very seriously. Needing to find 2 women, he found 2 of the best in Stardom's icon Mayu Iwatani and the ever-colorful Yoku Sakazaki. Yet after a backstage attack by Hiromu Takahashi, Sumi's partners were revealed as Evil and Sho of House of Torture. Sumi's last match has seen her try to bring Sho and Evil back around to the kind of people who she aided in their respective U.S. excursions. Will they see the light before her career comes to an end? So, you got Sakakazi Iwatani Takahashi taking on Sake, Evil, and Sho. Pacman went Team Saki. I'm going Team Takahashi. No, I'm going Team Saki. Pacman went Team Saki. Who are you with, Jay?
Evil and Sho.
Okay. And then Nubby went Oh, he went Takahashi. Okay, so he went the other way. Cool. That one he might actually win. Now that I think more about it, but I'm not. I already committed my picks. I'm not changing them, so we're fine. Okay. No, fine. Here we go. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Hechicero. I'm going with Hetch. I'm going Hetch. Zack Sabre Jr. will face Hetch in a special singles match in San Jose in 2024. The Alchemist Hetch reunited in ring with Sabre after 6 years apart. And the results was a win for the Maestro on home turf in Mexico. Then Sabre would get a victory back on his own home ground in London later in the summer. That has led to the need for the rubber match on the neutral territory of the San Jose Civic, as all eyes will be on perhaps the two finest technicians in the world. So, Zack Sabre versus Hetch. I'm going to go Sabre. Who you got, Jay?
We'll go Hetch.
Okay, Nubby's going Hetch and Pacman's going Sabre. That match is first fall, 30-minute. Elimination match. Viva Van, Hanako, Micah, and Mina Shirakawa versus Johnny Robbie, Trish Adora, Anna Jay, and AZM. Elimination tag match. We'll see 8 of the best women from Stardom, AEW, and New Japan Pro Wrestling Academy in one big-time match. Viva Van made great strides internationally in 2024 and will look to continue the run in the new year. Alongside the members of E Nexus V, led by a Mina Shirakawa, who was agonizingly close to putting away the CEO, and now triple RPW, TBS, and Strong Women's Champion Mercedes Moné. AZM had her own ambitions to take the IWGP Women's title come close, but not close enough to fruition in the Tokyo Dome. But will lead an exciting side of AEW's Anna Jade and the Academy standouts Johnny Robbie and Trisha Adora. So, where are we at? Okay, anyways. Okay, so we got team of Van, Hanako, Micah, and Shirakawa versus Jay, Adora, AZM, and Robbie. I'm going Shirakawa, Micah, Hanako, and Van. What about you, Jay?
I'm going to do the same. Team New Japan.
Okay, Nubby also went Shirakawa. Pacman went the other way with Team J. And then our last two are going to be what seems like our kickoff show matches. You have Fred Rosser and Matt Vandegrift taking on TMDK of Shane Haste and Bad Dude Tito. More tag team action, we'll see TMDK side fielded by Shane Haste and Bad Dude Tito to take on Fred Rosser and Matt Vandegrift. Strong Survivor for well over a year. Vandegrift lost that spot in the kickoff to Strong Style Evolved against Zane J. Later that night, Tom Lawler took a tequila screwdriver from Bad Dude Tito that left he and Rosser eager for revenge. Again, TMDK yet revenge against TMDK. Yet with Lawler indisposed, Vandegrift saw an opportunity to move up in the card. Will the brash and arguably disrespected Vandegrift be able to gel with the Academy coach? So, are you going Vandegrift and Rosser or TMDK?
TMDK.
Nubby, Pax, and I also went TMDK. And then finally, we got Zane J versus Viento. The first kickoff match of the night will see Zane J defend his strong survivor spot for the first time against Viento. Jay's firm fundamental drills in New Japan Academy saw him be the first to put away Matt Vandegrift in over a year to take the Strong Survivor label at Strong Style Evolved. Now he faces the exciting luchador Viento, who in his return to New Japan Pro Wrestling for the first time since Fantastic Mania USA. The strong will survive, but who will it be? Okay. Nubby went Viento, Pax went Viento, I went Viento. Who you got?
I'll go the other guy.
Jay?
Yeah.
Nice. Fans are also expected to see AZM, Mina Shirakawa, Maika, and Hanaoku in an action representing Stardom. Keep your eyes out for the announcement on the loaded San Jose card. Okay. That was brutal.
Well, I mean, to people just now listening about New Japan or anything like that, they have a long history. We've had numerous superstars come from over there. We've had a lot of stars go over there and make big names for themselves. Brock Lesnar, I believe, is one of the first actual heavyweight champions from New Japan. Wasn't he? He was one of the first to do something. I know not Bam Bam. Vader was over there for a long time. Yeah. I just recently saw an old one where the Japanese guy was trying to lift Bam Bam's heads, the thing he used to wear all the time, the helmet. Mm-hmm. And Bam Bam threw him into a locker. Or not Bam Bam, Vader.
You saying Bam Bam, bro.
I know.
Scott Norton. 1990, Norton signed with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Upon debuting for the promotion, Norton alternated between tag team and mid-card singles matches. Norton appeared on both joint New Japan Pro Wrestling and WCW Starrcade and Egg Dome shows, giving exposure to WCW executives. While over there, he was IWGP Heavyweight Champion 2 times, IWGP Tag Team Champion 2 times, G1 Tag League Champion, Super Grade Champion. So, let's see. Let's see who former IWGP champions were. Let's take a look.
And for Americans to go over there and get any kind of title is a big deal. I don't think you may not realize that or not, but that's a huge deal.
Yeah. So let's see. We got Takasumi Funoji. I'm sorry. Antonio Inoki was the first champion, obviously, back in '87. It was vacated. Fujinami won it, beat Vader in a vacant title. Then the title got vacated. Then Fujinami won it again. Then got vacated. Got vacated, so it could be decided in a tournament. Cool. Vader won it. So Vader was the first American, it looks like, to win it. And then Salman Hashimikov won. And then Riki Koshu. Then Vader won it again. Riki Koshu. Then Fujinami. Vader won it for a third time. Then Fujinami. Then Koshi. Then the Great Muta. Then Hashimoto. Fujinami. Hashimoto. Muto. Takada. Hashimoto. Sasaki. Fujinami. Chono. Then vacated. Then Scott Norton. Then Muto. Then Tenryu. Then the Power Warrior, or Kensuke Sasaki. He won it. Then Sasaki. Then Norton won it again. Then Fujita. Then Yosodu. Then Nagata. Then Takayama. Tenzan. Shinsuke Nakamura. Tenzan. Sasaki. Bob Sapp. That was Bob Sapp.
One of these things is not like the other.
I know, Jesus, man. Fujita, Sasaki, Tenzan, Kojima, Tenzan, Fujima, Brock Lesnar. So there you go. He held it for 280 days. Had 3 title defenses. Then it was vacated. Title was vacated due to Lesnar refusing to return and defend it. Lesnar kept the physical championship and later was recognized by the Inoki Genome Federation as their first champion using the same belt. Good for you, Brock. Tanahashi, then Nagata, then Tanahashi, then Shinsuke Nakamura again. Muto, Tanahashi, Nakanishi, Tanahashi, then vacated, then Shinsuke Nakamura, then Makabe, then Kojima, then Tanahashi, then Okada, Tanahashi, then Okada, AJ Styles, Tanahashi, AJ Styles, Okada, Nato, Okada, Kenny Omega, Tanahashi, Jay White, Okada, Nato, some dude named Evil, better known as Takaki Watanabe, also known as Evil. Nato, Ibushi, and then unified with the IWGP International Championship to form the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. So Okada had the most reigns. I'm sorry, no. Tanahashi had the most reigns. Okada had the most title defenses. And Okada had the most combined days as champion. So there we go.
There's a deep lore out there. I don't know what it's like. I know luchador stuff a little bit better, kind of. You know, my memories fade from not doing research for the past few years.
Well, we're going to change that in 2025.
Yes, we are.
Correction. You're going to change that in 2025. I plan on just being here. being the floating head of it off. No, we're going to do our best to get ingrained into AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA, and Ring of Honor, so we can talk all about those just as much as we do WWE. Jay, I'm going to bring something back that we haven't done in a while.
Uh-oh.
First off, I'd like to bring the freaking 5 back. I think we're going to do that this year in 2025. But I also want your final freaking thought on some stuff, man. What is interesting you in wrestling right now that you kind of want to give your final thought on?
Oh man, I'm actually interested in the scene where TNA goes. It's been one of my that's like my dark horse in the world of wrestling. I've been a big TNA fan for a long time, and now it seems they're losing ground, but they're still putting on some of the best shows. So
yeah,
I'm hoping that they find a permanent home somewhere. I think their contract is up with TV soon. I've been hearing stuff, but can't really find anything without deep diving. And that's what I'll be doing in the next week or so, is deep diving into TNA.
Okay. Cool.
And what's your final freaking thought?
I got it. Similar on the same TNA boat is it's been announced that in the upcoming next TNA pay-per-view, we're going to see Jordynne Grace take on Tessa Blanchard. Tessa Blanchard's been gone from TNA for quite some time and has a lot of controversy, perfect word, going on with her, finally making her return back to TNA. So, obviously, former TNA heavyweight champion. First, I think, woman recognized with a heavyweight title on TV, or whatever it is. I'm kind of curious to see how she works back into the fold of TNA. There's a lot of rumor speculation that Jordynne Grace's contract's going to be up this month, and she could be making her way to NXT. So is Tessa Blanchard the replacement for Jordynne Grace on her way out? Or, where does that leave Tessa Blanchard coming into TNA? Is she going to go back into fighting men for that title, or is she going to head the knockout? So that's something I'm really curious about, especially coming up, I believe, next week is the TNA's pay-per-view. So we're going to be doing predictions and stuff on that as well. So
it was always interesting for me when Blanchard was going for the men's title. And I believe it was Charlotte Flair. She's like, by her going for the men's title, it just makes the women's title look useless.
Yeah.
And I get it. I kind of agree with it. It's like, well, you have your own. Why go after theirs? I know there's maybe a prestige to it that you think is more, but to me, I guess stay in your lane. If you want to fight dudes, go ahead. Yeah. I mean, I know China was Intercontinental Champion. Mm-hmm. That worked very well, but I wouldn't see her being a heavyweight champion.
No, I agree with you. I think I think what's best for TNA right now is because they are going pretty well. I don't know if it's a joke or not, but they're being established as the second biggest promotion in I don't know if it's the world or the US or whatever. but keep riding that. You know, obviously you're making a great relationship with WWE and NXT. Keep utilizing that, and just focus on building your knockouts. NXT is doing a lot for the women's division. I need to start watching AEW more and focus on AEW, but I'm sure their women's division isn't doing that bad either. You know, so TNA I think is doing a lot of right things. I think bringing Tessa back is smart, regardless of the controversy. Sometimes people just got to apologize and move the fuck on. You know, so we'll see. Let's see. I'm curious to see where Tessa stands going forward in 2025 is for TNA. So, yeah. Is there anything else? Is we good? We cover everything we need to cover? Anything else wrestling related you want to bring up or?
Not that I can think of right now, but we'll be back at it next week anyway. So
yeah. So of course, anything. Obviously, we got the upcoming Raw. We're gonna have a new kind of women's champion next time we talk. We'll have the results from New Japan here as well, and we'll see what happens on SmackDown. And of course, we'll check out the information on TNA leading up to their first pay-per-view of 2025, and what's going on with AEW. So. Guys, in the meantime, make sure you continue to watch our show. If you want to listen to it, feel free to continue to do so on any podcasting platform. Just search Just Freakin Wrestling, JFW Podcast. Will pop up. If you want to watch the show, you can do so over on our YouTube channel at JFW Podcast or Just Freakin Wrestling. And, of course, follow our social medias because Jay's going to bring back the Freakin' 5 this year. Maybe we'll do like one a month or something like that. And we'll just see how it goes. So, bro, that's all I got.
Time to ring the bell on this episode.
Perfect. As always, I am Travis-T.
I'm Dizzle J.
And fuck the hell I am.